guys, it is now 10:20 a.m. on Thursday, and I drank probably 60 ounces of water, but I also attended a thing, and I had told myself we're going to work on the sixth day, I think it is, of 30 or 30 for 30 while I listened to the webinar. So, utilizing body doubling. But the webinar is like experiential, I think you call it, and it's about like beliefs and stuff, like it's deep stuff, which I do want to do. And so as I'm trying to just like move forward, and I started going through some paperwork. I reminded myself you're safe, and but tears came, and I'm really proud of myself because trust me when I say the temptation is just like, I don't want to do this again. Why is life so hard to just, but I have to realize the fact is it's because I never got to feel like feelings and I went through a lot. So that's the facts. And on top of it, I'm raising a child by myself and facing all this stuff. So this is the opportunity, is my point. And so I was just really proud of myself because I said, listen, the tears are not an indication that we should get off this webinar. The tears are because it's talking about changing beliefs. It's talking about facing fears. So the tears are like the subconscious way of saying, nope, we don't want to do that. That's change. And I'm so proud of myself because, I didn't have to talk or anything in the webinar, but I told myself, okay, you can cry. And I did like techniques to remind myself I was safe to do that. But I said, but we're going to stay on here because we're going to do the process. It's kind of like if you're too scared to go to therapy to address something, it will never get addressed. And I want to address these things and I don't want them holding me back. So I've got to go through it. So this was an unexpected going through it. But the facts are I did it. And literally there was a storm outside. It gives me chills because I'm telling the truth. There was a storm outside. There was like a storm, not even a storm, but you know what I mean? Rain inside. And after the thing, both storms stopped. Like both storms, like the weather, the birds started chirping. My mind felt clearer, And the message, I got big old chills. The message I got was drop what isn't yours. And I was like, okay. Because you're supposed to get like the next step forward. And I'm like, I don't know if I got a step, but I got that message. And they're like, that absolutely is a step. I'm like, oh yeah, it is. Because my ultimate goal is like to be healthy and happy. And one of the steps, one of the requirements is to drop what isn't mine. Because I can't carry other people's stuff for them. I could, I have, but it's not fair to me and it's not going to lead to the goal of being happy and healthy because I can't control if someone else is happy. So if my happiness depends on if they're happy, see what I mean? Then I'm not in charge of my life. So it was just good awareness of, and also just like when the emotion hit and I was like, oh my gosh, you can't even clear out. And I said, stop that, stop. Like you've already done more, like honestly deep work this morning than some people do their entire lives. And that's not a judgment. It's just a fact, So it's like, no, you reminding myself, like you are doing it. You're going through the forest, through it, and the facts are I filled a bag with trash, like I don't know if I'm done with the paperwork, but I did make progress. That is a fact, And in order to face fears, we have to face the emotions, So it's so hard because this is supposed to be my day to just relax, but it's like at the same time, I know it's good. I know it's good because, the facts are that the times where maybe I don't feel like I can, like the facts are she's going to be home for 3 days straight. So no matter how, whatever I feel, that's the facts. So I guess my point is that bucket is already determined. So I can either, you know, try to numb out or pretend like I wasn't, basically let the idea that emotion was coming up prevent me from doing something that actually helps it. I could have done that, or I could have gone through it, and that's what I did. Is I went through it. So I'm just reminding myself I'm really proud of myself because I'm working with my subconscious. I really am, changing the direction of that ship, and I know that's true. So that being said, I've done half an hour on my room. Like I said, I finally said, you know what? Because I was going to put like coupons in one of the drawers. And then I realized I'm setting myself up to make like 500 decisions again, which is just shutting my brain down, my nervous system. I don't need to be doing this right now. So if I want to do this, I need to make it, what's the word? Like, not even appeasing. What's the word? I can't think of the word. Not appetizing. Maybe I'm hungry. I'm thinking all these food words. Palatable for my subconscious. So I finally said, okay, mail, not mail. We'll start with that. And then trash, and I filled a grocery bag full of trash. So progress did happen, and I did my crunches and push-ups. And so now I'm going to, I think, eat something, and I know with that experience I just had comes clarity. And the best way I can say is just I'm going through it. Not taking it out on my daughter by any stretch. And I really am taking responsibility for the things that have happened to me. And that needs to include, though, that if I didn't do something, I shouldn't be feeling guilty for it, and just reminding myself why boundaries are just absolutely vital. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to eat something because I'm hungry, but I love you guys.